to the Most High. We just want to do a follow-up story on let's see. Let me launch myself up here. Do a follow-up on this story, mainly because, we just want to show the success, and show another side of this theory that if we stand up and resist the enemy, then it's not of God. It's not of God if we stand up and resist the enemy, right? Because we know our counterparts and a lot of our Israelite brothers are saying that it's not God's will for us to stand up and form security teams and to protect ourselves against Jacob's troubles, against the terrorists, domestic and foreign terrorists that is coming up on us in these last days. They're saying it's not God's going to do it all. Just run and try to hide, and God is not going to let them do anything to you if you keep in the law. So yeah, we know that's not true. We know that the Bible said that the prophets and the believers will be attacked also. In Revelation, it said that the enemy, the devil, shall throw some of you in jail. We read all through the Bible where Daniel and the Hebrew boys were cast into prison and taken into captivity along with all of Israel who were breaking God's laws. We read that the good Israelites were taken in captivity with the bad Israelites. So why would we believe that that they are going to weed through, that the Most High is not going to do the same thing when it comes to his nation to deliver us? We're going to all be delivered at the same time. He said, I will deliver all Israelites. In the last days, he's going to deliver all of us from the hands of the wicked. So why would, and 2/3, we know the 2/3 are going to be, they're going to be destroyed. We already know that. That's nothing, we're not forgetting that by saying that the Most High is going to bend the bow. He's going to bend the bow before Christ comes. He's going to bend the bow, which is Judah, and he's going to put Ephraim, the northern kingdom, in the bow as arrows and have them to contend with the domestic threats and the foreign threats that are going to come upon us in the last days. Because we're in captivity in their land, and we see the movement that they're making with Donald Trump, trying to make their America great again, make it great for them. We see what's happening, what they're doing. So why would the Bible tell us not to be ignorant of Satan's weapons of his warfare, the weapons of his warfare? He also said, resist the devil, he'll flee from you. We saw that happening on that bridge. We know that they're going to set up teams of people to attack us. And you think if we run that they're not going to catch us? We're going to run so fast that they can't catch us? Because, I know Brother Nate and a lot of the Israelites say that God is going to tell us where to go and when to move out of one city into a next one. That sounds like war strategy. And if they're following us and doing recon on us, won't they? Are we just going to become invisible? They attack at night. Won't we have to sleep? A lot of these military and people attack at night. They attack at night. The devil know how to catch you when you're the most defenseless. And if we don't have any guns and we're just running, then they're chasing us like they hunting hogs and foxes, like they hunting down regular animals. So we're not going to set up like animals and just run defenselessly. We're not trying to make bow and arrows in the woods and anything like that. And I showed you when I challenged ISUPK, they were the last group I challenged. And I showed you how Gideon, when he took his men to war, God led him to take men to war, he chose the men that were conscious of their surroundings and conscious of the fact that they were in war. They were watching, looking for the enemy, taking good conscience and setting themselves in the position to where they could not be attacked unaware. So he's looking for soldiers, people who will be conscious and cognitive, have the cognitive ability to perform as soldiers. So, but we're going to watch this video because we know all God is controlling everything. The Most High Yah is controlling everything. These people have developed a more strategic look and a more strategic system of security, and within their godly conscience and their godly rights, they're not hurting people. They're not violating other people's ability to travel through where their security is stationed. You know, they're not stopping cars and telling people to get out their cars and throwing people on the ground and stuff. They're not doing that. Of course, the crime in their neighborhood has stopped. And so you Israelite camps, this is proof that you don't know what you're talking about and you're operating out of your carnal mind. Let's look. I'll come back and commentate. Give my commentation.
Turn now to one community in Ohio, which is now the center of a growing national debate about civil rights, hate speech, and the Second Amendment. NBC News correspondent and NBC News Now daily anchor Morgan Radford visited the town of Lincoln Heights.
I want to say Fair Use 1976 Fair Use Act states that for commentary purposes and education and several other things, we can use, not to make a profit, we can use other news feeds and other published videos and stuff. So it's within fair use.
Where residents have formed an armed community defense group in the wake of a neo-Nazi rally. Morgan joins us now. You were there just on Tuesday. What did the residents tell you about what's going on?
Yeah, I was there just this week. John, it was fascinating because what's interesting is that this town was founded during the Great Migration back in the 1920s as a refuge for Black citizens, which is why it was especially painful when neo-Nazis suddenly appeared in this 3,000-person majority Black town. But they decided to fight back, taking up arms and patrolling their own streets. Now they're at the center of a much larger debate about protection and free speech and who gets it.
These aren't police officers or soldiers.
They're business owners, their fathers, their sons, daughters.
These are civilians, members of the Lincoln Heights Safety and Watch program.
It's a duty. Okay, let's go.
The duty, protecting their neighborhood, the majority Black village of Lincoln Heights, Ohio. After neo-Nazis held a rally here last month, carrying rifles, waving swastikas, and hurling racial slurs, just moments before children were let out of school. At the time, law enforcement officials said the neo-Nazis did not break any laws, but an investigation by county prosecutors is ongoing. Weeks later, the KKK came with these flyers.
first African-American community above the Mason-Dixon line of staff.
Safety and Watch Group spokesperson Durrance Daniels says the police did not do enough, which was more chilling because the town was founded in the 1920s as a safe haven for Black residents.
Lincoln Heights is our home. If somebody broke into your home, you call the police, and the police says, you know, if they do it again, we haven't broken any laws, so we're just going to allow them to break into your home again. What would you do?
Are you worried at all that having a potentially armed response could just create more friction, create more danger?
I'll answer that by saying I've never felt safer as a Black man in my community than I have right now.
The mayor of Evendale, which oversees the police force that responded that day, said in a statement to NBC News, "Our emphasis on de-escalation and public safety resulted in the incident's resolution without injuries to any of the persons involved."
Come on!
But residents here say they can't afford to wait. Every day, the Safety and Watch Group escorts children to school and patrols the streets.
Why do you all wear masks?
Those Nazis, we have reports of them finding our backgrounds, so we're not hiding ourselves from the residents, but we're protecting our family from what we're doing out here.
While many locals do support the security group, some, like business owner Eric Ruffin, say they wish the group wasn't needed.
We don't want to become what we hate. You know, we don't want to become a group of people that walk around feeling like we have a reason in America to have to protect ourselves.
And this community?
I want to stop right there. I do have to stop right here. This guy is the typical agent. He's the typical agent that we have so in our community. They kind of look like us. They got the Kamala Harris look, the mulatto look. We don't know who his father is. We don't know what his upbringing, his raising is. But we know that he's not for us. He's not for us, and he's got kind of like got the Proud Boy look on him. But what he's saying is that he don't agree with us protecting ourselves, and that's white supremacy. That's the belief of white supremacy. That's the belief of all the rest of these nations. They don't want us to be able to protect ourselves, so they call it criminal. They saying that instead of him saying, just coming out saying, you know, those neo-Nazis, the Ku Klux Klan, and white supremacy is wrong. He's saying we should not defend ourselves for the fear of we might turn into them. No, defending yourself will never turn you into a hatred group. That's what the Southern Poverty Center, that's what they want to say. That's what everybody to say, hey, Israelites, y'all teaching hatred. Why? Because we're indicting you guys for your criminal activity. We're indicting you. We're speaking out loud that you guys are terrorists and criminals and you're hurting us. We're becoming mentally well because we're able to go to the people who's hurting us and say, we're not going to let you just walk up and kill our kids anymore. We're going to stand against you when you try to hurt our moms, our grandma, the old age, the young kids that's too able to defend ourselves, and the people who can defend ourselves. We're not going to let you butt break us no more, buck break us. We're not going to let you turn us into homosexuals and transvestites anymore. We're going to stand against the wicked. Because we're standing against the wicked, he says we are becoming the wicked. That's an idiot. I just want to say that to make sure y'all understand what he's doing and what they're saying. He's promoting that thought that he heard somewhere. There's no logic to that. When you stand against people who hurting you, who took your land, brought violence into your neighborhood, when your children was walking home from school, they brought guns and hatred rhetoric and with the police officers of the next town, with their police, they were police officers, actually. They were police officers. Trust me. They were police officers, and the police officers were promoting them. They were ushering them into our community. They were doing recon to check and see if we were so afraid of them that we would not defend ourselves, and see how weak we were. But then when the Most High put in these people's mind to defend themselves, even our ignorant ISUPK Washington, D.C. General Yahawah's group jumped out here and said, God gonna get y'all for that. Y'all can't defend yourself like that. Y'all taking God's place. Oh, y'all gonna be reckless. Niggas is reckless. What if they just act reckless and start? That was those people from Hades and Mayak and all of those people who really hate black people, because they are trying to set up the Northern Kingdom to be the mulatto Mexicans, the Spaniard, and the Native American people. They're overlooking all the black people that are in Puerto Rico, in Mexico, in all of those countries down in all of those areas down in the Caribbean. They're overlooking all the black people and going in and picking out the mulatto people who hate them to be the Northern Kingdom. So I just had to say that. I'm going to get back to the video. Let's listen to him again.
Support the security group. Some, like business owner Eric Ruffin, say they wish the group wasn't needed.
We don't want to become what we hate. We don't want to become a group of people that walk around.
He didn't say he wished the group wasn't needed. He said he wished that they were not there.
Feeling like we have a reason in America to have to protect ourselves.
And this community?
Stand up.
Stand up.
I don't know. I don't know what you saying. He said he wished that they weren't needed. He said we don't want to become that. It's already there. They've been attacking us and had us in slavery for 500 years. What the hell are you talking about? He said he wished it wasn't needed. He said he don't want us to become those people who need to protect themselves. We've been needing to protect ourselves for over 1,000 years against these nations
that walk around feeling like we have a reason in America to have to protect ourselves.
We have
and
a reason.
This community?
Stand up.
Stand up.
Is not backing down.
We contacted the mayor of Evendale's office, and they say that prosecutors are looking at body camera footage of the neo-Nazi rally to see if any criminal charges could be filed. But meantime, the Hamilton County Sheriff is also calling on state lawmakers to pass legislation making it a crime to wear a mask with the purpose of intimidation while open carrying, guys.
So, Morgan, let me ask you, one of the people you interviewed there, a young man, said he's never felt safe.
Okay, we're gonna get back to that. They were saying they want to see it, make a law. This law, they're trying to make a law to stop us from protecting for our community. Intimidation, right? To intimidate. They're gonna call you see why the people said they were wearing the mask, so they couldn't be retaliated against on their jobs. And so they couldn't be identified to where now you get their address and everything. You got their mugshot, you get their address. Now you go start. They won't come out. They're cowards. They won't come out and confront the people that's patrolling and that's forming the security. But they want to do what they've always done since they've been in this country. While you're out patrolling, they sneak back to your houses and capture and kill your wife and children and old people to distress you, to put you under distress, right? So you'll feel like you don't have a reason to fight anymore. They got your kids, or lay your guns down. We got your kids as hostages. That's how these cowards fight. So they're trying to find a law. They're trying to make laws to stop us from protecting ourselves.
any criminal charges could be filed. But meantime, the Hamilton County Sheriff is also calling on state lawmakers to pass legislation making it a crime to wear a mask with the purpose of intimidation while open carrying, guys.
So,
see, hold it. So this is why we are trying to say we have to get together and gather together where the laws that they make to incriminate us will not stand. Why? Because if you put your hand on one of us because you made a fake law in our land, and came and kidnapped us because we spit on the sidewalk or because we didn't follow this law that we didn't agree with. You made a law and brought it to our community and tried to force us your jurisdiction over us. When you do that locally, then we will bring our security team and force you to release your prisoner. We will force you just like Israel and Gaza is doing now. You will to stop the fire, to stop the fighting. We will have a ceasefire, a peace treaty formed like we had peace and friendship treaty and all the Indian treaties. They have to form, sit down and talk, and you have to release your hostages. And we will release, we're going to have to take hostages, man. Only way we're going to stop these people, we're going to have to fight them like they fight us. We're going to have to go in their communities or take hostages. That's the only thing they listen to. And then we can come back to the table and say, we will release our hostages if you release yours. All right. We release our hostages, you got to release our people. And that's the only, we got to stand and form a resistance against these people in these last days. And you say, oh, no, that didn't the way God worked. Well, how do you think God expects us to gather up in the midst of our enemies in these last days? Trump is initiating bringing back Jim Crow laws, and he's disrespecting the Constitution. So he broke down our communication and our peace with them. Trump is breaking it. They are breaking it. They are supporting Trump and saying everything we had set up to where we can live in harmony with these people, we're going to tear it all down in this war now. They're declaring war on us when they take the Social Security, take all the jobs, which this is our reach. They're in our land, taking our survival, our means of survival. They're taking it away because they're in charge. Their military ability, and them overnumbering us in voting power, and setting up a wicked king to tear down all the checks and balances that they in other words, they're violating their oath of office. They're violating their oath. And set up judges that will side against godly rights, the common law, godly rights, the human rights articles, the rights of indigenous people. They know we are the indigenous people, but they set up another indigenous people, another Native American people, and claim that they are us. They stole our identity, and now they're saying we're going to take it a step further, and we're going to lock you up. We're going to go back to our Greekish fashion and lock you up if you try to say that we are violating you. We're going to say that's hate speech, and we're going to lock you up for indicting us for our crimes. That's what's happening here. And so I'm sorry I had to cut in the commentary, you guys, and go back. I'm going to play the whole video. And I got this other video down here I want to play too, to encourage our people that God is with us. Set up your communities. Don't meddle with them. Set up your securities. Don't meddle with them. Why am I saying that? Not that I'm saying don't defend yourself. I'm saying God said don't start fights with them. They are, until he rid them out of the land, which is he is doing, don't be a part of ridding them and attacking them unless we have to take hostages, because they won't release our hostages. That's the only reason. But don't meddle with them, because that's God's job. He's going to do that. He's going to rid them out. Why? Because Hosea said that they're going to say in every land they have us in captivity that we are the sons of the living God, because he stood for us and he fought for us. But that doesn't mean, like Christ said, get some swords. Before he died, he told them to get some swords. You're going to need to protect yourself against these people. They're going to attack you. So when they attack us, we protect ourselves. We set up security teams to try to detour them from coming in our neighborhoods and attacking us, because we know they are cowards. They will get our kids at school. We're gonna have to get them out of the schools and on the job. So they're not gonna be able to come in your communities if we stand against them, resist the wicked. So I'm saying that. Let's go. Let's keep going.
Also calling on state lawmakers to pass legislation making it a crime to wear a mask with the purpose of intimidation while open carrying, guys.
So, Morgan, let me ask you, one of the people you interviewed there.
And another thing, like I just can't hammer away at this. They can't make laws for us. They're not our lawmakers. They are a foreign threat and a foreign government. So when they make those laws and try to enforce them on us, it's because we agree to it. But if they lock us up and take hostages because of their enforced jurisdiction everywhere in this land is our land. So we're sovereign in this land, whether they like it or not, General Yahawah. We're sovereign. According to God, we're sovereign on the earth. He made the earth for our sake. Look at 2 Ezra 6 from 56 and look down through there. Who he chose. He chose us and he made the earth for our sake. And although he said these people, they become our lords and to rule over us. Ezekiel 35:5, the Most High said that he released us out of captivity, but these people keep trying to put us back in captivity. He released us from captivity. So he's waking us up and they're still attacking us. So he's pretty angry about that. So now he's teaching us how to defend ourselves and how to gather together, because he knows that we cannot gather together while they're making laws and attacking us and kidnapping us and got us in distress. So he got to curb that. He's going to stop that. While he rid them from this land, howbeit tornadoes, fentanyl, white on white crime, however, hurricanes, however it be, mudslides, fires, however it be, he's going to do the ridding from the land. But as these little micro groups decide to, well, let's go intimidate them, let's get them because God getting us, because God is getting us, so let's go get his people. He's going to have us protect ourselves. That's as simple as that.
Their young man said he's never felt safer in his community than he does now. So this could have an impact nationwide, things like this. I mean,
so he's saying they know they have us feeling unsafe. That's how they keep us bowing down to them. That strategy is about to be broken. So you hear that, General Yahawah and Nate? You hear that, Washington, D.C., ISUPK? You hear that, all you other groups that said just run and hide? If they start attacking you, if you get attacked, then they're not gonna help you out of the camp. You're no longer part of their camp. If they start attacking you, don't call them. Ain't that what WFI said? Ain't that what Naquan said? Adams Abbott, ain't that what you said? If any of your members ship call you talking about they attacking me, then you're going to say, well, guess God, you did something for God and let them attack you. They're going to attack everybody, man. They're going to attack everybody, especially you Israelite camp leaders first. They're going to get y'all first. They coming for you first. God is, yeah, he said he's going to have them lock you up and try you so you can be tried, so you can find out what you made of. Because right now we got a bunch of cowards, leaders, church and Israelite camp leaders, bunch of cowards, man. A bunch of cowards. So yeah, he's saying, is this gonna affect the fear we have on them? Is this gonna take the fear off the people and start a trend all over America where these people start protecting themselves against our police force? Our legal system is gonna break down if we don't have the fear, because we know we can't whoop them heads up, especially when they got a God fighting for them again. This is what he's saying. Is this going to work? I thought as long as we kept them in sin, then we would be able to keep the fear, the threat, and the fear over them, so they won't think that they are strong and get the courage to come out and resist us. Is this going to harm what all the work we've done for years, the Willie Lynch, buck breaking, all of during the civil rights movement, how we sick dogs on them, we shot them down, we killed Martin Luther King, we killed Nat Turner, we killed Malcolm X, yeah, we did all of this to them. We beat them to a pulp as slaves. Is that gonna stop all of that? That's what he's worrying about. Oh, geezer. That's what he's worried about. Is this gonna reverse all of our laws? Our strength is our laws. Our strength is the making of our laws, and we call it justice. In other words, we saying God ordained our laws, and they have to follow the laws of the land. Is that going to change that? Maybe we got to make some new laws to say they can't wear masks while they're carrying their guns, so we can identify them. That'll detour them from coming out here if they going to be identified. No. God, he's saying, come out from among them and be ye separate. That's going to happen. That's Bible prophecy. Whether y'all try to say we ain't going to need your masks if we don't need your jobs. We don't need no masks. Right now, they still working. But it's going to get so bad that where y'all going to have to run to the dividing lines. Your banks, your landlords your fake landlords and your fake banks not going to be able to come and collect on our property. We're going to grow our own food. The Most High going to have our food come up out of the ground. While when y'all cut the grocery stores and shit off, the food is going to come up out of the ground. He's going to protect us. He's going to give us nourishment. Just like he had the manna to fall from the sky. Then he had the birds. We wanted meat. He gave us meat. We needed heat. He had a fire in the sky at night. We needed to be protected from the sun. Too much heat. He had the clouds in the daytime. So no, he's going to protect us. Don't worry about it. You're old behind. You better run somewhere and hide, man. God is coming for you.
And there is a contagion factor in safety.
You hear what he said? Contagious.
People always seek it.
You hear he said contagious factor? Contagious always mean unwanted. An unwanted entity is coming. Whether it be virtual or it be physical, it means that it's going to infect. Contagious means an infection. It's going to infect the minds of the people to protect themselves.
What did the mayor or anybody that you have an impact nationwide, things like this? I mean, there is a contagion factor in safety.
A contagious factor in safety. If they're providing their own safety, then that's going to become contagious. All of the community, the Israelite, Indian, black people, Northern, Southern Kingdom community is going to say, If they can do it, we can do it. The contagious factor, right?
People always seek it now. So this could have an impact nationwide, things like this. I mean, there is a contagion factor in safety. People always seek it. What did the mayor or anybody that you spoke to think about the contagion factor?
Duran's, I don't want to speak for him, but after my conversation with him, I feel like I could confidently say he would say the contagion factor has already happened. Because when I asked, is this a reaction to a local moment or a national movement? And he said, look at January 6th. He said, you are.
The thing about January 6th, they can do it, right? He's saying, let's listen, let's finish, let her finish.
Already have people felt emboldened to come. Happened because when I asked, is Duran's, I don't want to speak for him, but after my conversation with him, I feel like I could confidently say he would say the contagion factor has already happened. Because when I asked, is this a reaction to a local moment or a national movement? And he said, look at January 6th. He said, you already have people felt emboldened to come here locally because of what they saw nationally. If you can hang from the building of the hallowed halls of the Capitol and then be pardoned, not be prosecuted, why don't you think you can come to a small village of African Americans, only 3,000 people?
You see, she reversed it on him. Hallelujah. She reversed it on him. He was talking about the contagious factor that what I just explained, how black people going to think they can, if they can do it, we can do it. We can protect ourselves is working. We're not monkeys with guns. We can be civilized and safe with guns and protect ourselves. She reversed the contagious factor because that's what he was talking about. All these niggas going to start protecting themselves. That's going to be bad for us. No, she said the contagious factor was if this group of white supremacy can go to the White House and attack the lawmakers, each other, what's going to stop them from thinking if Donald Trump is going to give us immunity? That's why they were there in the first place, the Nazi group. There was a beginning of something. They wanted to normalize the fact that they go in black neighborhoods and start riots and fights, and then the police and the army and the National Guards come out and lock the black people's neighborhood down, while the white people's neighborhoods stay free. Okay? So she said if we can do that to the White House, we can, and Donald Trump is going to pardon us, we can go all over the United States and lock these niggas down. That was the contagious. Evil is contagious. Bad behavior is learned and accepted by black people most of the time. The bad behavior of these race masters, of these hatred groups that kidnap, burn cross in our yards, poison our foods, practice medicine on us inhumanely, torture our kids, kidnap our kids, put them in cages, and then tell us to drop their guns down or else they're going to start shooting our kids one by one. That's the contagious. That's the wicked thing that's already has become. It has already happened. And he didn't like that. You see, let's look at his response after she said that.
Building of the hallowed halls of the Capitol and then be pardoned, not be prosecuted? Why don't you think you can come to a small village of African Americans, only 3,000 people?
Morgan, does the group have any real...
He said, y'all ain't so smart, are you? These Edomites ain't so smart, man.
authority, but as long as they stay within the confines of the law...
Come to a small village of African Americans, only 3,000 people.
Morgan, does the group have any real authority? But as long as they stay within the confines...
What you mean, do the group have any authority? You mean, can they rule their own life? Can they protect themselves? Is that the authority you're talking about? Can they really protect themselves like that? Who gave them that authority? That's the same question we asked you. Who gave you the authority to rule the earth and to force everybody else under your jurisdiction and to kidnap people and put them in your jails? Who gave you terrorists the authority to do that? God, you saying God gave you that authority? Because I thought the people got the people that delegate for the United States, which are all the people. We are states. We are beings. We unite and we give safety groups. We give safety security teams. We sit in our council and we talk about it. We say, who are we going to delegate to go out here and stand for us against these foreign entities, foreign threats, and domestic threats? Who are we going to delegate? The people say we will. And that's the authority. They got the authority from the people who they are protecting, you idiot. That's government.
Fines of the law, they should be okay.
What law? You don't establish the law. See, that's that wisdom of Solomon again. Our strength shall be the law, our laws of justice. We're saying that God gave us the rule over you, chosen people. That's what they're saying. They're going back like the demon that met Jesus at the tomb. The man that met Jesus said, I adjure you by God that you torment us not. They're using God to say God is on their side. They are the lawmakers. They still got us in slavery. They still govern what we do for their safety, when they're supposed to be governing what they do for the safety of all the communities, all of the people who they are two-party state. It's them and us here. They bring all kind of other foreigners into our country without our permission that do us harm, and they make laws that we can't fight these foreigners back. They make laws that we're going to kidnap you and put you in our jails if you fight these foreigners back for coming into your communities and violating your communities and shutting down your markets. Who gave you the authority? That's what we're asking now. As we gather together back up under the authority of the Most High God, who gave you the authority?
A great question. I asked that basically, are you still authority? But as long as they stay within the confines, you think you can come to a school and to come here locally because of what they saw nationally. If you can hang from the building of the hallowed halls of the Capitol and then be pardoned, not be prosecuted, why don't you think you can come to a small village of African Americans, only 3,000 people? Morgan, does the group have any real authority? But as long as they stay within the confines of the law,
keep the colors
they should
in the
be
line.
Okay. It's a great question.
Keep the colors in the line. That's business as usual. Long as they stay within the confines of the law. The law is that you cannot stop us and you can't force us under your jurisdiction. That's the law. That's God's law. You can't come and shorten a man's border. You can't build the cities you can't by the blood. You can't build cities by the blood and not paying the people, but forcing them by gunpoint to follow your laws. You can't build your cities and your communities like that. You got a nerve to talk about the law, and that's all y'all been doing is violating God's laws. None of the nations have kept God's law. Now he's fighting for us, and it's doomsday for you.
I asked that basically, are you stopping cars when they come in because you think someone looks suspicious? Is that, profiling in its own sort of way? And they said, no. We are patently aware of what our rights are and what our limitations are. They said, we're not officers. What we do is we are trying to cooperate with the police department. So if we see suspicious activity, because remember the KKK came back with flyers just after this rally. So they're saying this is more of a defensive posture to deter people. So if we see suspicious activity, because we're only aware of what our rights are and what our limitations are. They said we're not.
Rights and limitations are we're following the Constitution. We won't violate you if you stay within your constitutional rights, your constitutional, you swore an oath. If you keep your oath, we'll keep ours. They always broke all their treaties and all their oaths with us ever since they came in this country. They broke every treaty they signed with our Northern Kingdom brothers, Northern and Southern Kingdom brothers. They called us Indians. The Indian treaties, they broke every one of those. We were on plantation. We was on reservations. They forced us from having the freedom of our land to roam all the land, and they claimed eminent domain. And they said we won't bother you if you stay on these reservations. We'll feel safe, and we'll bring you food. We don't even want you to hunt our deer no more. Their deer no more. They call our deer, their food. We don't want to hunt your deer. We're going to kill all your animals, your buffalo that you've been living off of for years. We're going to kill every one of them. We're going to bring our cows in here. And our cows in here, and you're going to have to buy your beef from us. We killed your source of food. But, yeah, we want you to stay on those reservations so we can feel safe. And they violated that.
We're not officers. What we do is we are trying to cooperate with the police department.
See, so that's what they should be doing. Our police department, our security team, our captains and generals should be cooperating with them. If they see one of our people violating them, they should take them and hold them, and then call us and say, we seen one of your people over here violating them, and to stay in cooperation with us that we do the same thing when you catch our people. We're going to trust you to punish them for violating us. And so they release them back into our custody. Just like the United States, if somebody violate them then and run into another country, they have a program saying that they will that the country that they ran into will release that prisoner back to them. So if our people violate you, they violate us, our laws. So you release them back to us so we can punish them. Our punishment, right? And we expect you to do the same thing to your people. We find out that your police officers done killed some of us, violated us. They violated your law because you're trying to keep peace with us. But you're not trying to keep peace with us when you let your police officers bring terrorist groups to our neighborhood when our children are getting out of school, and you release them and tell us they got the right to be there. You're not trying to keep peace with us, first of all.
So if we see suspicious activity,
you're not trying to keep peace and you violate your oath.
Because remember, the KKK came back with flyers just after this rally. So they're saying this is more of a defensive posture to deter people from entering our community and showing them, by virtue of our masks, by virtue of our guns, that you can't come here and we're not going to take this punchline down.
All right. Important story. Fascinating. NBC.
Fascinating your ass. You see, they have nothing to say. This woman, she went and got that story and she presented it to them like she was not afraid of them. And you see how she had their attention? You see how she had their attention? God is coming for you people, man. God is coming for you people, and he's not going to let you keep violating us. He's going to have us stand up and resist your fake laws.
NBC News correspondent and NBC News Now daily anchor Morgan Radford. Morgan, thank you. Good to see you.
A rare move. Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts is rebuking comments made by President Trump. Roberts took issue with this Truth Social post from yesterday morning.
These aren't police officers. These aren't police officers. Or soldiers.
They're business owners, their fathers, their sons, daughters.
These are civilians, members of the Lincoln Heights Safety and Watch program.
It's a duty. Okay, let's go.
The duty, protecting their neighborhood, the majority black village of Lincoln Heights, Ohio. After neo-Nazis held a rally here last month, carrying rifles, waving swastikas, and hurling racial slurs, just moments before children were let out of school. At the time, law enforcement officials said the neo-Nazis did not break any laws, but an investigation by county prosecutors is ongoing. Weeks later, the KKK came with these flyers.
First African-American community above the Mason-Dixon line established.
Safety and Watch Group spokesperson Durrance Daniels says the police did not do enough, which was more chilling because the town was founded in the 1920s as a safe haven for black residents.
Lincoln Heights is our home. If somebody broke into your home, you call the police, and the police says, you know, if they do it again, we haven't broken any laws, so we're just going to allow them to break into your home again. What would you do?
Are you worried at all that having a potentially armed response could just create more friction, create more danger?
I'll answer that by saying I've never felt safer as a black man in my community than I have right now.
The mayor of Evendale, which oversees the police force that responded that day, said in a statement to NBC News, "Our emphasis on de-escalation and public safety resulted in the incident's resolution without injuries to any of the persons involved." But residents here say they can't afford to wait. Every day, the Safety and Watch Group escorts children to school and patrols the streets.
Why do you all wear masks?
Those Nazis, we have reports of them finding our backgrounds, and so we're not hiding ourselves from the residents, but we're protecting our family for what we're doing out here.
While many locals do support the security group, some, like business owner Eric Ruffin, say...
Okay, so I want to get back to this mayor here and what he said. He said because they de-escalated it without incident, this is trauma. He said they shouldn't have, that we are overdoing it by forming security teams because they did their job. You did your job when you brought them there too. We can't trust you. We can't trust your police. We can't because those people in those masks, those Nazi groups, they were sent there by you. They are your police force. Don't try to play no games. But he tried to say because they de-escalated themselves and didn't do no harm, then we're overdoing it by getting our community teams together, security community teams together. No, we are not. And, you know, let's listen. One more.
Which oversees the police force that responded that day, said in a statement to NBC News, "Our emphasis on de-escalation and public safety resulted in the incident's resolution without injuries to any of the persons involved."
But see, because we didn't hurt y'all, y'all don't have no right to, y'all over-exaggerate, y'all exaggerating, over-exaggerating. Y'all don't have no right to protect yourself. Look at the police car behind them right there. They're still in our neighborhoods patrolling, you know, but they're cowards, man. They don't want to lose their life, but they don't mind taking ours. But they're still spying. They're still riding in our neighborhoods freely. Nobody's bothering them. Really, they shouldn't be there. That's intimidation right there. You're in our neighborhoods. You are trying to intimidate with those markers on your cars, lights flashing, lights on the cars that you flash and whoop, 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 whoop people. You've been intimidating us in our land for over 500 years. You had masks on, you burned cross, you sick dogs on us, you used fire hoses, you gathered together and bombed and burned our towns down when we tried to segregate from you. And we're over-exaggerating, we're overacting by saying enough is enough. All praises to the Most High. Let me see. I need this picture. I might use this picture here.